Hi guys, Roger Snipes here. I just want to first of all thank everybody that shows me some really great support on social media. I'm talking Instagram, Facebook and Twitter, and on the odd occasion Snapchat. Now recently I put up a Q&A post asking everybody to basically ask me any questions which they want. And I mentioned that I was going to also do a YouTube video to answer all those questions. So here we are. First one is from Victoria Gonzalez. I hope I said that right. Well, I would say at the very beginning, when I first started dating, I never started training to try and attract women. I trained just because I wanted to be fit. I realized that it's not an average thing. Not everybody trains to look good. Some people look better than others. And I kind of learned over years, without actually realizing, that a lot of girls was attracted to me because of my body. So what I decided I needed to do was do a screening process where I'm speaking to girls to see whether, I think girls do it as well. Girls do it to guys. When they speak to guys, they want to know, are they genuine? Are they real? Do they want to know me for me? So I pretty much done that myself many times to make sure I didn't end up with somebody who's just not really got any substance. It's almost like, not exactly the same, but it's like where you've got someone who's extremely wealthy and you just don't know, does this person like me for me or is it the money? In my case, the money was the body. When you're young, you might take advantage of that. I may have. But as you get a bit older, you do need substance. But I would say that I don't really need to worry about that now because I'm smart enough to make the right decisions. The next question is by Mike Engler. This question is also on Facebook. Does it make sense for someone over age 55 to take muscle building supplements as part of their regular workout routine? If yes, would you suggest for an older man still working out in order to grow, maintain muscle and definition? For anyone that trains, I would suggest that it just depends on how vigorous your training is. Now I would never say to a person that you must take supplements. I use supplements myself. However, like my approach to supplements is very tailored. So I only use the ones which is useful for me and any other stuff I can get from food. So let's say for instance someone who is doing an extreme endurance sport, chances are they would probably need to have a supplement which is very rich in carbohydrates. So making sure that their glycogen stores is nice and high so that they can go through this endurance. Now for someone who is competing and they're trying to lower their body fat levels, then too much carbohydrates might hinder their progress, depending how much muscle mass they have. For someone who is older, what I would suggest is, yeah, just to try and stick to a good diet. What I do know is older men, their testosterone levels are a lot less than younger guys. Even myself, getting older and older, I'm almost 40, and I need to make sure that I protect my testosterone levels because it's going to diminish every year as I get older. But for guys who are at the top end of the spectrum in age, I think it's important to make sure that they take something like ZMA. That's a mixture of zinc, magnesium and vitamin B6. It's basically a complex to help to maintain your testosterone levels. It doesn't elevate it, it just helps to kind of protect it. So for older people, you know, if you're trying to put on muscle, you want to try and protect it ultimately. So if you put on a bit of muscle, you want to hold on to it, because with younger people, they can lose it and be like, okay, I'm gonna put muscle back on, bam, they get it so easily. Older people, it's not as easy. So you have to try and think a lot smarter in this respect to make sure that each workout is going to be very effective. Other type of supplements, I don't know, it really does depend on the type of training you're doing. If you want to build muscle, it might come in handy to make sure that your amino levels is at a good maintainable level. So yeah, amino acids while you train. Creatine is another good thing, help to build strength. So these things aren't necessarily a thing of what you must take. It just depends per person. So it might be a good idea to experiment and see how you feel when you do take it. If you feel you have an intolerance to certain supplements, then don't take it. I neglected an uncomfortable feeling myself over the years when taking whey powder protein, and I later discovered I was lactose intolerant. Now, whey isolate works a lot better for me, although on the occasion I do feel a little bit uncomfortable, but whey concentrate doesn't work with me. I neglected my body for many years, suggesting that I must take it, and then I understood that I was kind of going against the grain. My body didn't agree with it. I should have been taking something like lactase, which is a digestive enzyme for anyone who can't digest lactose, basically. Now, yeah, so test out the different types of supplements which might work for you, might not, but I wouldn't suggest that you have to take it. Ultimately, what I think is important is having a nice healthy diet, and just keep your training consistent as well. A nice consistent diet, and try and keep your brain free from stress, because that also hinders growth. Danny Sims, do you feel fit and healthy? Also, would get any bigger in size? Would you get any bigger in size? Yes. Yeah, I do. I feel fit. I feel fit. It's so strange because as I'm getting older, I'm feeling much more fitter. I think as the years go by, I learn more and more about myself, more about nutrition, and I take a lot more care about myself. I'm extremely careful with what I'm putting in my body, because it's much more important to me that I am healthy than just looking good. Some people, they pay a lot of focus on the way they look, and at the same time they're damaging their body. You know, each to their own. But me personally, health is the primary reason why I got involved in fitness. That's how I started, really. Fitness, and then, you know, if the body follows, fantastic. As for getting bigger, I'm not interested to put in any more size. I'm not looking to compete, or at least anytime soon. So right now, my main focus is just keeping healthy and learning more about my body in the process of doing that, and motivating people to start a healthy lifestyle. So I hope that answers your question. Dida de Franken, how do you feel the media receives you in comparison to other successful bodybuilders such as Tavi Castro? Do you think you receive a fair appreciation? That's interesting. How do I feel? How do I feel? Let's see, in comparison. I don't know. I don't really compare myself to other people. I just feel extremely blessed that anyone is even interested to know about me. It's amazing. It's amazing that we can now use social media as a tool to reach out to people at different parts of the world and motivate people. It's crazy. It's such an amazing thing. You know, it used to be a case of if you managed to make it in a magazine, then maybe you can be someone. Whereas being in a magazine or even on the cover, it's not really as important anymore. No one really cares. So I can reach out to people in, I don't know, like Australia, Hong Kong, and I can be in my house and do that. So for me, that is absolutely amazing. I don't compare myself, you know? Whatever anyone else is doing, fantastic. If they are able to reach out to more people than me and they are sending a good message, then that's great. Why should I care? Like I shouldn't care like in a bad way. To me, it's like, wow, like you're doing a great thing, you do your thing, amazing. I'm happy if people want to follow me and they're interested in what I do, fantastic. But in terms of comparisons, I'm not really interested in that. The main important thing for me is people follow me for the right reasons. That is the most important thing. I'm not trying to get loads and loads of followers. I just want people to follow me for the right reasons. And you know, if someone's going to message me, it's going to be a genuine, good question and not some stupid inbox message, you know. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about there. Having quality followers is what it's all about for me. Patrick Wilmore. What should an obese person begin doing firstly if they wanted to achieve a level of fitness similar to your own? Maybe the easiest answer would be to say, you know, change your diet. I think people are obese for different reasons. I mean, obviously there's a strong element of food, but there could be other elements as well, such as activity levels, a person's hormonal balance, different things. So what I think is important is to assess what you're doing with yourself in your everyday life, really. Are you active in any way? If not, it might be a good idea to start becoming active. And also learn a bit more about your body. One of the things which I went to learn about myself was doing a DNA test and also a food intolerance test as well. With that, I learned like my genetic potential and what type of training systems would work best for me. So this helped me to more tailor my approach when I'm training. So, you know, I could be doing an okay job, but maybe I could do better. So that's the reason why I went to find out. And in doing that, I found out about intolerances, certain foods that I'm not supposed to eat, which I had been eating for years, thinking, but this is a really good food type. So, you know, for me, my body may be able to respond to it a lot better than someone who is obese. You know, so I can kind of get away with it in that respect. But someone who is obese, their body is just, you know, everything is sort of out of sync. So they need to try and get everything back in sync and kind of start from the ground up. And that is understanding what is going on here. You know, you might be not eating the best foods, but maybe there's other stuff as well. You're not eating the best foods and you're eating foods which your body is not agreeing to, not very active. So I would suggest just doing all the groundwork first to understand about your body, and then once you start to implement these little systems, then you can start to work on building up from the foundation. And in doing that, hey, the sky's the limit. There's loads of people who's made these amazing transformations. But some of those people have kind of concentrated a lot more on maybe macronutrients as opposed to micronutrients. So micronutrients are like vitamins and minerals, the key elements of life. So I would suggest to look into those as well as the macronutrients like carbs, proteins and fats. And this would kind of work, this will work very beneficial to you, because this will be on a long-term basis for overall health. So if you're looking to improve your body and your health, then this is the way forward. Earl Red Tiger Cross says, Are you offended when a gay black guy approaches you and wants to work out with you? Okay. I'm not offended if a gay person approaches me. That's absolutely fine. I'm not like holding out a crucifix like, no, move. I'm not offended at all. It doesn't matter whether they're black, white, Chinese, Indian, whatever. If I'm gonna train with a person, I'll train with a person regardless, really. It's a case of if I want to train with them. I don't train with everyone, that's the only thing. It's got nothing to do with a person's sexual preference or gender or I don't know, religious background. I have no interest in that. If I am happy to train with the person, if they're on the same mindset as me when it comes to training, that's all that matters. I've trained with followers before, you know, and some of them have actually taught me a few things, so I'd be happy to train with any person if they're on the right kind of wavelength as me, basically. Hey guys, thank you very much for the questions. I do have a ton of more questions which I need to answer, but this video would go on forever otherwise, and it really depends on how quick I answer them. Sometimes I talk way too much, so I'm going to split it into another video. I want you guys to give me some more feedback, and if you have any more questions, then please just put them in the comments and I will endeavour to try and add them to the next Q&A. But for now, again, thank you very much for everybody that follows and everybody that supports. These things are, it's really appreciative, you know, when people leave comments, when people share my videos, when people just, I don't know, come and speak to me on the street and tell me certain things like how I've motivated them, or ask me questions which I can answer that can change their life. It's truly amazing, and I am just so appreciative of it. So thank you very much again. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll start to do a lot more videos. If you've got any suggestions of other videos you want me to do, then please let me know in the comments. Thanks again. You take care. Peace.